always play ball, never AWOL. Oh, they mad now, cause they lost. That's on you, not on me. Lately, my phone on D&D. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. My phone right back on D&D. It's like only rest if RIP. I got my wife, I got my kids. Probably got a few friends that I don't need. Not fake, never been fraud. Been great, still a little flawed. Always need sign when they call. Order up a drink while I'm sitting at the bar. Like, I need a strong tail, Nico make two. Honey Jack with a little bit of juice. CYA throwing up the dose. I'm all in. Little grub at black and blue. No sauce, that strip got juice. For dessert, I just need a little mousse. I'm starving. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. Need what I want what I need. Need what I want now. Like 1, 2, 3, giddy up. Heard you thought it was a drought, is you serious? Make one call, turn the city up. Cop a little attaboy for the pick me up. Standing on the green like Wimbledon. Match point set serve. Going for the win. Try to stay home, still going to bed. Don't assume I'm cocky, I'm confident. Earned every dollar for the time I spent. Hard times they come and go. 10 toes I never fold. I can never ever ever go. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need.
What up, what up, what up? Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. Let's get this going real quick, man cave Mondays. Yes, sir, Bob. Let's get this stuff going on, man. Answer the goddamn phone. I got some shit to say, bruh.
I'm here with you, damn it.
And you can slice. You can slice the face. You can slice the chest.
But you know what? It all comes back to one thing.
But it's not for children, no. I'm fucking with grown folks right now. Come on, man.
Raiders, make sure to remind folks to put Q colon in front of their question so that grabs my attention.
Put a key up front of it.
It's Timmy time.
Brother, this guy stinks.
Goddamn you two correctional officers. I hope they pay you well.
Glad everybody stopped by, having a real good time, my guy. Rocky coming through, letting know he shoot goddamn rope for the bug out.
Pause.
Ron, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Ian, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member.
You know, they're gonna be like, he was a good man. Yeah.
Make sure you pedal the like button. Put me back in the goddamn algorithm.
Emotional, damn it.
Fun is definitely what we're going to be heavily focused on.
I think that everybody's on Sabenza's balls. They got them both cupped with the hands, like kind of like this. Like, let me cup them for you.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Chris, you know you got the goddamn hooked on phonics, sir. Here we go. I'm ambidextrous.
What more do you want from me?
I'm not a goddamn mathematician. I don't think Dwayne is here. My resident mathematician.
Oh my God, let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. Appreciate the Lima Charlie confirmations. Appreciate all the confirmations, man. Let's get this stuff back going real quick. My name is Marine X. We're back at it again for another Man Cave Mondays. Come up in the Man Cave, man. Come here, give me a goddamn kiss. Hopefully you had a good Monday so far. Let me know what you carried in your pockets. Is your day over? Are you still at it? All that good stuff as well, man. If you have a question, put a Q colon in front of your question or your comment. It normally helps gain my attention a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Those little subtle things normally help gain my attention just a tad bit better. You know what I'm saying? So we got all sorts of folks already in the mix. We're gonna talk about what I was carrying today, some new shit that I picked up, whether it was sent to me or I paid for it. I did a live stream a couple of days ago, kind of reacting to all the new releases. You can go check that out. Some of that stuff I may be picking up, some of the stuff I may not be picking up. You know, but if you have other things you want me to check out, you're more than welcome to send them my way, man. Because, you know, we can always just take your goddamn ideas,
Hey, bro. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We can always do that shit, man. We already got folks in the building, man, having a good old time. And I appreciate that stuff. Tater Dom is in the building, man. Appreciate you kicking the door in. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Q Colin says cheers to everyone. Appreciate that. It's good. Steve's Gear is here. What up, man? Hopefully you're having a good one. Bentley is outside, sir. Hopefully you're having a good into the summer and all of that good stuff. Moderators, the real Chris Brown is up in this beast. What up, man? Brand new to the channel says Subby Pat. Just got a Tom Talk EDC sling bag that will hold some of the everyday gear. Just saw the stuff on your channel. Had to get one. Sir, you got a good goddamn head on your shoulders. Sir, you got a good head on your shoulders. Glad to have you a part of the battalion, bro. Glad to have you a part of the battalion. Hey, DJ in the building, man. Hopefully you're having a good one. Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke some, bitch.
You already know what I said I'm going to be doing, bro. You already know what the deal is. I'm smoking a JR's alternative. I don't know what the alternative is for specifically. I just know that this thing is smooth, is getting the job done. This is, so JR alternatives from jrcigars.com. Basically, it's a known farm that has an overstock, or they have a stock that's going to go bad or whatever, and they sell them to JR Cigars, and JR Cigars can slap their band on it, and you get them at a significant discount, sir. So I enjoy these quite a bit. So I'm puffing on a JR Cigar cut with a Benchmade cutter. Okay, still a goddamn sheep. You know what the deal is,
What?
okay?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
David, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. We appreciate that. Ian is here as well. Says, you already know who was on goddamn Sabenza's balls.
Pause.
Sir, that would be he. That's not me though. X, I'm sending you a Commanders jersey coming from DC. Don't send that stuff over here, sir. I'm gonna have to get rid of it. Okay, I have to get rid of that shit. Hey, listen, I don't watch football, bro. I really do not. Jason Witten to me is the GOAT, but I actually have not watched NFL football since 2017. Like, you know, that whole, the kneeling controversy and then the response to the kneeling controversy, and both sides were just acting completely ignorant. And that's when I was just like, you know what? The NFL is designed to entertain humans. I'm not entertained, so therefore I'm not watching anymore, okay? You already know you got that Monte Cristo lit up. Where'd you get that shit at, man?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Hey, listen, they got them things all over the place, though. I enjoy those. Let's see. Colton says, I noticed you recommended a Kershaw Bel Air in your links, but I haven't seen your review of it. Is there a review? No, I haven't done a full review. Colton, I'll be honest with you. I don't like doing full-fledged knife reviews very often. There are times when I get a knife that's sent to me that's so valuable, I almost feel like I feel a little icky if I don't do a review.
Bro, come on now, dog.
I do, bro.
On, man.
But no companies. Let me think about this for a second. Benchmade, Montana Knife Company, Kershaw, Kaiser, Costco, Gerb. No company has demanded a review. None. Not that I can think of. Benchmade has sent me shit. Montana Knife Company has sent me several knives. The only ones that demand reviews are like Chinese made garbage knives. They're like, we're going to send you a $30 knife. It's going to be made of D2. It's going to include a ferro rod. We want a 17-minute video. I'm like, what? Can you run that by me again, bro? Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. You more than welcome to send that shit to me, man. I'm gonna have to bounce that shit out of here though. You send that shit to me though, it might not make it to the actual channel, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real with that ass, man. Hold on, Mrs. X text me. I can't ignore Mrs. X, man. Have you seen that ass? I can't be ignoring that. Ah, come on now. She sent me a goddamn toaster. Womp womp. What? Come on, man. I thought it was some, you know what I'm saying? That's important. Don't get it twisted. But literally, she sent me a poster with a digital screen on the front. Like that's what I just got sent. A toaster with a digital. She's like, hey, I need you to check this toaster out. I'm like, what? Like, this is what y'all probably can't see it. My screen is completely blown out, but it's just like, I need you to, hold on. Let me turn this down a little bit. I need you to check out this toaster. I'm like, okay, you want me to check it out right now? All right. Hey, I appreciate that though, man. I will take a look at the shit. I will take a look at it, man. So let me know what y'all had going on today. It says, what up? I got a $120 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods today as a gift. What's some good gear you would recommend? Well, the first thing I would get at Dick's is a hunting license, sir. That would be the first thing. Hey, Tristan, no, I probably wouldn't spend the money on a hunting license unless you're a hunter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what state you're in, but hunting license could be expensive AF. So if somebody just paid for your hunting license, shit, boy. But this is what I would do, Tristan. So I'm a big fan of Field and Stream. Field Trip. Let's look that shit up real quick. Field and Stream. I love Field and Stream. Do they still sell that shit at Dick's? Dick's Sporting Goods. It feels a little weird to put Dick's Sporting, just to throw that shit in there. Oh man. Well, okay. It looks like Dick's Sporting Goods doesn't sell. They don't sell Field and Stream anymore on their. I'm looking here. Yeah, it looks like they don't sell Field and Stream anymore. But that was the thing that I was a big fan of. I would kind of go here. I would kind of snatch up some Field and Stream whenever I had the chance. Dick's Sporting Goods to shut down Field and Stream chain, accelerate House of Sports opening. So they've replaced the Field and Stream, and now they have like a big sports section. I guess they're trying to compete with like Academy Sports and Outdoors and Foot Locker and shit like that. I mean, I do go here to get some of my daughter's like soccer gear and cheer gear and all the other type of stuff, but that's what I went for. The next thing I would go for is, since you're at Dick's Sporting Goods, I would probably buy ammo. That would probably be like my go-to. It would probably be ammo. Then it would be, anything that can like give you some layers, some warmth and all that type of stuff. Really, it's just kind of really up to you, whatever you're going to see fit. Let's see. The ones that demand reviews are usually products that don't deserve them, or products should be good enough that makes you want to do a review. Sir, I agree with that. You got a good head on your shoulders, man. I agree with that, man. I concur. Normally, if you have a company that has a product, they will normally just say, hey, X, can we have your address? And I normally will send them my ethics statement. So I send them the ethics statement. If you have not seen that, go to marinex.com and you can check it out. Have you been to the marinex.com? It's the penultimate, almost the bottom of the barrel. It is literally supposed to be that way. We're almost the bottom of the barrel of manliness. The penultimate collection of manliness. marinex.com/ethics. Listen, this is the statement that I send folks, and I just basically let them know that, you know, I am not guaranteeing you that I'm going to feature your product on my channel. There's only 2 instances where I guarantee a channel that I will review their stuff will be featured on my channel. Is either 1, I agree to it before they send it to me. So, for instance, EchoFlow will oftentimes send me very expensive power stations. I'm talking about some of the ones that they've sent me have been near $2,000. And we would negotiate beforehand like, hey, listen, you're sending me a $2,000 power station. I'll give you a 6-minute video, right? But then they'll also send me power stations that are $600 and they're like, we don't care if you review it at all. We like the business relationship that we've established with you. That's one instance. The other instance is if you pay me, bro. I'm just saying, okay, if I accept it. But, you know, I don't take everyone's payment, though. I've had some companies that wanted, there was a sex doll shop that wanted to send me some stuff. And they were like, we want a 2-minute ad. You have to show you and your wife using it, but it has to fall within the guidelines of YouTube. And I was just like, what? No, it can't happen, bro. I send everybody this ethics statement. And this is just basically letting them know, like, hey, I prefer not to get free shit. If you do send me free shit, here's my terms. Also give them a list of a bunch of companies who agree to this. And if these companies can agree to it, then you're no different. So, you know, this is what I normally will send it over here. Hey, while we're on the website, I might as well just talk about the Discord as well. marinex.com/Discord. This is how you join the Discord. So you come here and click the little link in the middle of the screen. It will take you to the Discord and all of that good stuff. So, yeah. So check that out whenever you get an opportunity. Yeah, those are the ones that normally want those. So that's some great EDC, everyday countertop tech. I hate Dix. They killed the company. I used to work at Dix. Dix is evil. Ian just is coming for the goddamn throat of goddamn Dix, sir. I'm just saying he's not playing around. Golly. Man, he's not playing around. Okay. Thank you, sir. My typical EDC is my most MagSafe wallet, the Pixel 7, sir. The Galaxy Buds, the Pixel Watch, and also have a MagSafe chart. Okay, so listen, there's some things in there I'll give you a clap for, and there's some shit I'm gonna shit on your carry for. We're gonna give you a clap for a little bit. We're gonna shit on your stuff a little bit as well. Okay, let's clap it up, man. I'm clapping it up because mainly, oh, I lost my camera. Because you're carrying the Pixel 7 Pro. And I can appreciate the fact that you're rocking the Pixel 7 Pro. Okay, that is what I am rocking as well. Or the Pixel 7. That's what I have. I'm waiting for the new Pixel, whatever it's going to be called, to come out as well. So this is my current main phone, the Pixel 7. I'm looking for whatever the Pixel Fold 2 is going to be. Hold on, let me see what's going on with my overhead camera. Are you feeling better? You are feeling better. So this is my main phone that I use every single day, the Pixel 7. Mine has a MagSafe charger. This is a MagSafe charger, so I do use that type of feature. But then I saw you say Pixel Watch, so it almost threw up in my goddamn mouth a little bit, sir. I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit.
What?
Smart watches. Listen, let's talk about what I'm carrying. We're already on this screen. We are rocking the Benrus Type 1C. This is a dive watch. This thing go 1,000 feet or 300 meters underwater. It's almost 1,000 feet underwater. 35,000 feet above sea level. So this can be worn by pilots. It can be worn by, you know, Navy SEALs. It has been worn by both Navy officers, whether they were pilots and Navy SEALs. And, you know, this thing is made of space grade steel. This is a fantastic watch. I'm a big fan of it. This is from Ben Roost themselves. It's not an homage. I'm a big fan of this watch. I love the features of it. I love how clean it is. Has great lume. I can really see in this thing. I do have just a tropical band on there. And this is about as big as I like to get when it comes to an analog watch. Bigger than this, and I start to just feel a little icky. I start feeling a little bit icky. Okay, I talked about using the Benchmade cutter to cut that cigar earlier. Got this bad boy. I missed it when it was gone for a while, but that thing is back in the mix. The knife that's on me today is the Tactile Chupacabra. Now listen, I've been just trying to get myself back familiar with the Tactile knife company. It is a interesting carry. I saw them release the Mariner, I think they call it. It looked like an interesting knife. It's also rocking Magna Cut. The only thing that threw me off is that they want as much as a little bit more than this knife. This is $249, which pound for pound, if you compare it, the only thing you're going to get cheaper than this for a folder is probably going to be like the Hogue Deca V2 when it comes to Magna Cut, but that's rocking polymer scales. But when it, so they're competing well for Magna Cut, but then they have that $300 Mariner, and I'm like, ugh, it just feels weird. I know it has titanium scales. This has aluminum scales. I understand that, but it's a nice little knife with the super lock on there. So I'm a big fan of that. So the Tactile Chupacabra is being rocked, and I've been steadily testing out the Nikkor EDC 27 UHI. And I am a huge fan of this so far. This is a definite upgrade to the first one. I'm going to do a full review over this. Nikkor didn't ask for a review. The Nikkor EDC 27, I bought that with my own money. The UHI Nikkor sent to me. So when they sent it to me, I almost felt like they were wasting their money. I was like, listen, I bought I have the OG. I have version 1. Why would I need version 2? This definitely has upgrades. I'll talk about it in a full video. If you already have version 1, then there's not really a need to get version 2. But if you don't have either, then 100% I can recommend that. Just snatch this bad boy up. You see I'm already clicking through the different modes. It's a fantastic little flashlight. So we got that. Now, and the last thing is the wallet. Now we are rocking for the wallet. I'm on a G10 kick, guys. I'm like on this heavy G10 kick. So I am rocking a G10 wallet by Dango. This is their A10 series. This is G10. G10 is just lightweight. What is a mixture of nylon and glass and fiberglass rather. Super lightweight, super strong, super durable. I don't care if this thing gets scratched up. I just think it's a really good looking wallet. Other side is Ditex. You can, have the hideaway feature here where this slides off. And then you can literally get to whatever your most used. If you need to show your ID to somebody really quickly, you can do that. And then your most used cards are here for you to just pull out with their little feature that they use. A lot of companies use that little pull out feature nowadays. And then the other side, you can keep cards that maybe you don't use as often, and you can just push those up. Very big, very big finger slot right here, so that I can push my cards up and access cards that I use as well. So this is actually a really well done wallet. I don't usually like lanyards. I'm keeping the lanyard on because I want to try it out. It has made it easier to get out the pocket, but I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not a big fan of lanyard on my shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is made in America, so I did want to give this a whirl. Only other thing that's kind of rocking this kind of like next to this is still rocking the Ultra Human smart ring. A lot of people have been reviewing these smart rings lately. We got MKBHD reviewing them. Samsung just dropped theirs. Flossie Carter just reviewed a smart ring. I've had this one for like 7 months. I need to do a review on this bad boy. But this is just what keeps me from wearing a smartwatch. This smart ring is very discreet. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just flows, kind of goes, and all of that good stuff. Let me know what you guys carry today. Let me know what you guys carry today. A few charging bricks and a few charging cables. So I got a SendCut Tainan in the mail today. Pretty nice for $40. It's Ryan. Yo, what up, man? Let's check out SendCut. SendCut has that good, better, best system. They have that good, better, best system, which is I kind of F with that. Let's see. Field trip. Let's look this up real quick. So you said it is the SendCut tie-in. I'm probably mispronouncing that shit. You know what freaking Pound said. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably mispronouncing that shit, but it is weird. SendCut is good, better, best. Okay. So the way that Civivi, We Knife, and SendCut do it is they're good is SendCut, they're better Civivi, their best is We Knife. So this is now $27.99. So you said you got it for $40. So looks like they dropped the price. If you just got it, did you get it on Amazon or did you get it on Syncut's website? This is discontinued, so they're not going to let you return it if you bought it on their website. But if you bought it on Amazon, if the price has changed on Amazon, maybe you can snatch it up for a cheaper price. It is rocking very, very basic steel, but as long as you're okay with sharpening your steel more often than not, with this 15 COMOV. Interesting. Yeah, as long as you're not afraid of sharpening more often than not, I think you'll be fine with that as well. Field and Stream and Dick's pulled guns out of their stores because of Sandy Hook. They can suck it. You know, everybody has an opinion on the Second Amendment stuff. You know, everybody has an opinion about it. I'm a big Second Amendment guy, but I'm all about companies being able to make decisions of what makes sense for them. Like, I'm just not a big fan of when we're okay with companies making decisions on some issues and not others, right? If it was the government that told Dicks to pull the shit out of there, then I would be like a little bit more, you know. But if the company decides to make certain decisions that we're not a big fan of, just don't freak with them. So Ian, I agree with you on that. But like for me to actually like waste my energy, like energy in my body to go out and say suck it about any company when they're not giving me any money that they make, sir, I ain't got time for that shit, man. I ain't. Tristan says, any thoughts on the MSR pocket rocket or any hatches for camping? So I'm really basic on hatches, bro. I like the Fisker's hatchet, mainly because I don't camp a lot. And I had a maul for a while. That Fisker's maul almost cut my leg off. Long story. We had an ice storm here in the DFW Metroplex in 2021. We had a pecan tree. Is it pecan or pecan? How do y'all say that shit? I say both. Okay. We had a pecan tree that had falled. Is it falled next to us, right? And so the city came out and they chopped the pecan tree into big, like 3 to 5 foot chunks, and then they just left it out there to decompose. The city was just concerned about the tree falling in the street. Once they knew it wasn't going to fall in the street, they just left it out there. So it had been next to me for 2 years. It had began to dry out. It's pecan. I would use it for smoking, for whatever. But also we had a storm go out. We had a wood burning fireplace. I went out there. So I'm gonna cut up some of this goddamn pecan tree. Went out there with a chainsaw and my maul. Almost cut my goddamn leg off. I forgot to spread my legs far enough when using the maul. Let's just say that thank goodness I keep an emergency first aid kit with a trauma kit in there, because I went to the white meat and I had to give myself first aid. And it was the storm of 2021. All the roads were iced up. So I would either had to call an ambulance. My truck is not the best on ice. I have a lifted truck. As much as people think that, you know, you got a big old badass lifted truck, you should be fine. No, that's not how those things, that is not how those things work. Okay. If you have a big old lifted truck with tires and stuff like that, sometimes you're one of the first ones to look like a whole chump when it goes down for any of the bigger storms and stuff like that. So for me personally, you know, I had to kind of stay put, and you know, it was a kind of a big deal. So when you got tires like these, you don't necessarily always want to be rolling out on ice going 30 miles an hour, because these tires are designed to get you out of a situation, not to flow 30 miles an hour down the street. Okay. So, but hey, I'm still here. So good thing for that, right? It's not a good thing for that shit. Pumping out content for y'all freaking peasants. I'm the peasant in chief. Let's see. MSR is good stuff, says Ian. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's actually look it up. I know you asked about it, but I can at least give you my thoughts on the aesthetics. We can do a field trip. Let's see. MSR Pocket Rocket. Wait. Oh, this is a camp stove. What did you call it? Any hatchet for camping. Why wouldn't I put it in here? It came up as a fuel system. Am I missing something? Pocket rocket, a 2-stage canister. Maybe I'm tripping. So what I will say this, I don't use these for camping. Normally when we camp, I take a Coleman grill out there that also uses a little Coleman twister propane little thing on the side, but we take a little Coleman grill out there, which kind of gets the job done. So I think you're talking about this, right? The Pocket Rocket 2. And as for hatchets, and yeah, normally for me, it's the Fiskars. It seems like a good ass price. So I will tell you that. I don't have anything to directly compare it with, but it seems like a fair price. $50. You probably can get it cheaper on Amazon every now and again. Let's see. Bentley says X for moderate to large EDC. What would you recommend? The Tomtock Sling or the Viper 8 CW2 Messenger? The new job is demanding with hours, so I like to carry a lot. I'm there early in the morning. Field trip. Because I don't know what the Viper 8 CW2 is. I know all about the Tomtocks. You know, I'm all over goddamn Tomtock scrotum. Okay. I'm all over that shit. But when it comes to the CHW2 by Viper 8, all right. This is their organizer pouch. Some of Viper 8 stuff I've not been a big fan of. I kind of dig this one, Bentley. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of their stuff, especially this green, that's just kind of dope. This is kind of dope. Okay, so you're looking at something that's about 3.5 liters. This looks like it's about, I haven't even looked at the specs yet, but it looks like it's about 3.5 liters. Let's read the specs. 8 inches by 5.5 inches. They don't actually mention the liter specs to this. Or at least I'm not seeing it. I'm trying to see if it jumps out at me. 500D fabric, 7 pockets to store stuff. All right, so this is $40. This most quickly jumps out at me and compares to the Tomtock. I will go with the Tomtock, not the Voyage series. Let's go with let's look at the Voyager series. Tomtock Voyager series is a little bit, actually, let's just go to their website. So Tomtock has a lot of stuff that would kind of like compete with that. For me personally, I might go with Viper 8 if the warranty process is seamless. They both have good warranty processes, but I think a Viper 8 makes some stuff in China, but they make a lot of stuff in the States, and it's a lot easier to get probably easier to get a hold of people. So if you're going to look at anything from Tomtock, I would look at the Explorer series, so like the T21. I would look at the Explorer series, but if you really need to save money, I would look at the new Aviator series. So the Aviator series, 3.5 liters, you can save a little bit more money. So it's really up to you. Aesthetic wise, I like the Tomtock more, but it looks like pricing, you're going to go with the Viper 8. So it's really up to you, bro. The one that looks a little bit more discreet are these Tomtock bags, just to be honest with you. They look a little bit more discreet. And this Aviator bag, normally you can catch it on sale on Amazon for less than $46. So that would probably be the way that I would go. But you know, everybody's a little different. Olight don't give a fuck. They take whatever that they can get. What are you talking about? I must have missed something. Olight is like the iPhone of... Olight's kind of like the iPhone of flashlights. What I mean by that is like iPhone, or what Apple, I'll say Apple of flashlights. Apple would take an idea that already exists and they try to improve on it, and they release it sometimes once or twice a year. There was a long time, they stopped doing this, but there was a long time that Apple was releasing the same computer twice a year. I remember I had in 2012, I bought a 2011 mid-year iMac 21 inch. And then later that year, they had what was called a iMac late year 2011 21 inch. So they would release the same computer multiple times a year. I think they stopped doing that around the 2016 mark. So Olight's kind of the same way, where they improve on something in their opinion, or they differentiate something. Like Apple made the lightning cable. They went from 30 pin to the smaller lightning cable. Just the fact that they made it into a proprietary system, I thought was really shitty. Olight does the same thing. Make some decent products. Nothing that really blows your skirt up like Marilyn Monroe, but they got all these little proprietary nicks that you can't use. You can't use another 18650 battery because it won't work. You can't use another 21700 battery because it won't work. You know, they got all these little nuanced things about them. But then the aesthetics are kind of like is what grabs you by the goddamn balls.
Pause.
And then next thing you know, you're okay with it and you're just making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Ian said, I used to work at Moose Jack with Dick's Kill. The last store. Listen, I had a lot of retail jobs before I got into the Marine Corps. Every job I had before I joined the Marines, every single one closed. Every one.
Bro, come on now.
Every last one.
Come on, man.
Very first job I ever had was at Winn-Dixie's pushing carts. I was 15 years old. I put in the application. And when I put in the application, they said, your mom has to sign the paperwork. You're 15. You only can work 20 hours a week or something like that. I was like, so back then, the minimum wage was $5.15 an hour. I made $5.25 an hour. I thought I was hot shit, bro. I thought I was I thought I was hot shit, man. So not only did I make $5.25 an hour because I was 15, I was making my money tax free. I didn't have to pay federal taxes. And because I worked at a grocery store, I would get my check, walk over to the counter. They would cash my check for $1. And then I would go freaking blow everything in McDonald's, bro. I would just McDonald's and Best Buy. Well, back then it was Circuit City. I would just go to Circuit City, buy all the games for PS2, go to McDonald's, go to Burger King in the mornings before. I was just blowing my money on stupid shit. They closed down. I got a job at Fazoli's, this fast food Italian place. They closed down. I got a job at Kmart. They closed down. I got a job at Joe's Crab Shack. They closed down, the specific one I worked at. I finally joined the Marine Corps and they didn't close down. I was I was delighted. Every job before I joined the Marines closed. I was there at every single one until they closed their doors. Maybe it was me. Maybe I cursed that shit. Mike and Ike's EDC, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Speaking of members, hey, listen, we're doing a membership giveaway on August 15th. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be giving away 2 of these mag blades by Daily Carry Co. And these are the ones that kind of whip out magnetically. They're not the ones that slide. Hold on, how does this bad boy open? There we go. Little magnetic case. So what I'm going to do is on that day, I'm going to actually download from YouTube, because YouTube will give me an Excel spreadsheet of all my channel members. I'm going to download from YouTube all my current channel members, and we're going to give away 2 of these. So M390 blade steel titanium scales. Very well done. You know what I like about Daily Carry Co? It's obvious that they're making stuff in Taiwan or China or whatever. That they are actually putting out sound products. Okay. For instance, Daily Carry Co is trying to put out their first traditional folder. It failed horribly. You know what they decided to do? They emailed everyone and said, hey, we tried to put out a folder. It didn't go so well. It failed. And we're actually going to sell them for $30 to try to make a little bit of their prototype cost back. And they explained to people that the issue is that the lockup was what was failing. I don't know if they were going for a crossbar or for I think they were going for either a crossbar or a liner lock, but it kept failing every time someone tried to use it. And the fact that they disclosed that it failed on them, and that I was like, you know, that's very admirable. So we're gonna give away 2 of these to channel members. You don't have to be there on August 15th. I'll have a live stream and I'll announce it on the live stream. I'll also post in the Discord. I'm going to try my best to get in touch with channel members, because YouTube gives me your name. They give me your YouTube channel name. They don't give me your email. So I have to like announce it and try to track people down. Whenever I have channel members win shit, I got to like track people down. So I'll do a community post, announce it in a live stream, post it in Discord, and I'll even talk about it on my Instagram. Okay. As many ways as I can. So we'll do 2 of those. So you have if you're already a channel member, cool. And I've talked about you get multiple entries depending on what level you are. If you're a part of Rifle Company, you get 1 entry. Weapons Company gets 2. And if you're headquarters, you get 4, because headquarters is not playing around, bro. That's a lot of money per month. So absolutely. Let's see. Those Benchmade cutters are never around with the wood scales. Yeah, so this is what they did, DJ. They sold them in runs. Benchmade needs to come back out with them. Any of these companies could come back out with cigar cutters, and I think they can make a little bit of money. Do them in runs like they did. I bought this one in 2022. I bought it from the base website. Field Trip. I probably can still look up the listing. Let's say Benchmade cigar cutter shop my exchange, because a lot of times what shop my exchange would do is they'll just hide the page where it existed, and then so you can still see the page but you cannot buy the item anymore. So this is what it looked like when I bought it, but it's sold out now. This is on shopmyexchange.com, so if you're a vet, if you're still active duty, you can shop here. When I bought it, I think I got it for $220. Let's see. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I spent like $199. Whatever the case is, this is what they were selling. It was called the Benchmade 1500. Benchmade has come out like with 4 different cigar cutters over the years. This one with this stabilized wood is so effing sexy, bro. It's so sexy, bro. And you know, they've done a couple of runs on these on the base website. They also had this version, which is not as highly reviewed as the other one. This one, I don't even know what blade steel this one uses. This one's a lot more complicated. It has a slotted screwdriver and a pry bar at the end, and a little hex bolt there, and a bottle cap lifter. This one's trying to do too much, in my opinion. A wire stripper, like this one's doing a lot. Okay, this one's doing a ton for no specific reason. Let me move it over so you can see a little bit better. So I was like, you know, this one could do. I thought that the Benchmade hit it out the park when they came out with version 2, because version 1 was kind of shitty. Still brand new to this whole world of everyday carry stuff. Currently testing the LTC, and once I get that, I'll be going to the Glock. Okay. But I'm off a recommendation. So what I would do is I would say get something you're comfortable carrying. I was buying stuff because I thought that was the way to go. So for a while, I was using, I think it was a Borelli P40X. Does Borelli make the P40X or Taurus? Field Trip. Let's look. Let's see. P40X. So I was carrying different, the P40X. Anyway, I was carrying different things for my CCW, and I was just kind of, it was a Beretta. That's what it was. It was a Beretta, and I had a 40 for a while, and I carried this for quite a while. The PX4 Storm. They now make this in a subcompact. You can also get this in a 9mm, and I just realized that I enjoy shooting this, but I didn't like to carry it. It was just too much going on to carry. Then I ended up switching to the Bodyguard, so I ended up getting a Smith & Wesson. Let's see. So I ended up getting switching to the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard MPs 380. This was okay. I carried this for a while. But what I didn't like on this was the trigger pull. The trigger is so trash on this. And it's a micro frame, smaller than the subcompact. But the big thing about this is, hold on. Okay, so the big thing about this is I didn't like the trigger pull. I didn't want to have to adjust it. You know, so I ended up switching to the Smith & Wesson, what I carry nowadays, which is the Saturday Night Special. It's a J-frame. That's my everyday carry now. I like the fact it does not have a safety. It's hammerless. So it's kind of like my go-to. So let's see, model 642 is what I'm carrying nowadays. This is my go-to, and I like this. There's no safety. There's no hammer. It's always double action. It's a small frame. It's a little bit bigger than a micro, a little bit smaller than a subcomp. It's like this nice sweet size for me specifically. Throw this in a hidden hybrid holster, and there you go. And this is kind of like how I like to rock with it. Trigger's great. My wife is completely untrained on weapons, but if she were ever to need to pull this out and use it because there's no safety, she can just pull it out, aim center mass, and go for it. She doesn't ever have to learn where the safety is. This is why I'm a big fan of this. So everybody's a little bit different though. So you have to kind of figure out what works for you. You got to kind of figure out what works for you. Still waiting on the bailout to go on sale before I pick one up. Yeah, Mike and Ike's, what I would do is shoot me a DM either on Discord or Instagram, because what I'll do is I'll track it for you. If I see anything good, I'll let you know. Because a lot of times where I ended up buying my Benchmade bailouts a lot of times is on base. So a lot of times they're all $239 on base right now, but these bailouts on base, if anybody has base access, these things will drop. And I would love to get a partially serrated bailout. I just don't need one. But these bad boys will drop to like 180, 165 sometimes. I've seen them go down to that low as well. When they drop that low, it's kind of like a buy it now price. It's kind of like buy it unless you're an idiot price. Like you need to snatch that shit up now. It is like literally like a buy it unless you're an idiot type of price. We're going to talk about some of these new pickups that I got as well. Hey, Semper5, thanks for stopping by. Our motivator of motivators. Appreciate you kicking the door in as well. I K'd up the Native 5 Open Sea in the Wave today. That Wave Plus, bro. You got the OG Wave or you got the Wave Plus by Leatherman? The Wave Plus or the regular Wave came out like what, 2001 or something like that. I think I was watching a video by Max Level EDC. Shout out to Max Level, man, pumping out all that freaking great content. Sir, come here, give me a goddamn kiss. Great content coming from Max Level EDC, man. But I think he talked about he's had a Leatherman on his hip since like 1999, or he's had a multi-tool on his hip since 1999, and the one that's on his hip most often is a Leatherman. I'm like, man, much respect. You know what I'm saying? Much respect. PushCon. Oh, the PooCon. Gotcha. Kevin, thanks for kicking the door in. Hopefully all is well up there. I can't remember. Are you in Kansas or Missouri? You're in one of those two. But hopefully you're having a good time, man. Hopefully you're having a good time. Where's my goddamn lighter? The one thing that people that smoke, we can never find where's our lighter? We can never find it. Get this thing lit, man. Running my mouth a lot. Let's see. Thoughts on the utility blades for EDC, says Landon. Hey, Landon, let me tell you something. I think that is a fantastic decision to carry utility. But I don't think you need a fancy one. If you want a fancy utility blade, then, you know what I'm saying, like, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Go for it if you want a fancy utility. But I don't think it's a prudent decision to buy like a Big Idea Design TPT slide or any of that type of stuff. I think I saw a very nice one that I put in my discoveries tab a couple of weeks ago on a live stream. But if you use, if you just want to worry about disposing of the blades, get a Gerber pry bread. If you want a full size utility, get a Gerber pry bread X. If you want to use a X-Acto blade size, a number 11 utility blade, easy way to go. So this is 731 Woodworkers. He pumps out fantastic content about tools often, right, and woodworking and stuff like that. And his name is Matt. Funny enough, his name is Matt Outlaw. He's a prior state trooper for whatever state. I think he's in Georgia. But he went full-time YouTube. But he does a lot of woodworking stuff. And he was on one of my live streams the other day, or on my comments the other day, and he said that his main carry is a Milwaukee Fastback to this day. And I was like, bruh, send me an email, man. I'll see you a knife, bro. But it works for him. Milwaukee Fastback, you can always just grab a utility blade. So there's some big folks, he likes watching my content. I like watching his content, and he just kind of like just watches the knife content, watch the EDC content, not specifically because he's looking to purchase. Just because he just want to kind of shoot the shit. Right? So I see no issue with carrying a utility blade if that's what you want to rock, No diddy. Let's see. I've seen a lot of this, but Scott says, I've seen a lot of stuff on this channel, but why have you never discussed map, compasses, land nav? That's a key part of shit hit the fan scenario. Millions are going to be idiots without GPS and Google Maps. Scott, I appreciate it. You know what? That's actually, your points are valid. Your points are valid, and you should make that content. Because I think that is some great content to make, but beyond myself being able to do it, like I can shoot an azimuth, I can use maps, I can do land nav, but I can't teach it. There's some things that we all know how to organically do that we cannot teach. I'm pretty sure there's some folks in chat that can drive a car and don't get tickets and don't speed very often. But you may not have the patience or the know-how to teach someone else to drive a car. So I just know where my weaknesses are in teaching land nav, in teaching folks how to use their maps and how to, you know, make sure you have the right size, whatever compass, whether it's, well, I wouldn't recommend a button compass, but whatever you may want to use, that's just not my strong suit. So there's folks that are going to be able to do that better than I ever will be able to do it. The winter storm here in 2021 was a beast. Greetings from the DF Dub area as well, sir. Thanks for kicking the door in, man. Right around the corner. How do you like the Nikkor M2 Pro? Any thoughts with that light? I thought I saw it on sale on Amazon today. Maybe I'm tripping. Field trip. Let's see. So, or actually, I don't think this one is the M2 Pro. Hold on, let me look this up real quick because I have the. Okay, so the MT2. This is what he's talking about. This is my pouch flashlight right now. The MT2A. Oh, Nikkor, your names are so trash. But this is currently my pouch flashlight. I love the sizing of it. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Like, it's a really great size. I like the fact that it pulls out real. Oh man, it is on sale right now. Y'all drop this in the chat for y'all. This is a way better solution for a pouch. I think it's a little bit too long for the pocket. So if you want a light that's going to be good for every scenario, unless you're just okay with carrying a long flashlight in your pocket, like something long in there.
Pause.
Okay, then that will be the only scenario I would suggest this for all around carry. But like for my pouch, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take this pouch and I'll just throw it under my armpit and I'll go to a coffee shop. I'll go wherever. And when I do that, a lot of times, and this is currently on sale. So right now on Amazon, and this hasn't been on sale since I bought it. So this was on sale for Prime Day. It was $35 for Prime Day. This was $35 for Prime Day. It has not been on sale since Prime Day. It's back down to $35. For me personally, it's a buy it now price because the most discount I can get you on their website is 10%. So on their website, I can get you like a $4.50 discount, and you're still spending about $40. This is now $35. So if you've been interested in this one, this might be your opportunity to snatch it up. So it is 1,000 lumens. Streamlight just came out with a flashlight to directly compete with this, and it's like $66. And Streamlight emailed me and they wanted to send it out to me for a review. And I said, well, first off, I'm not going to just review your flashlight because you gave me a $66 flashlight. And I was like, second of all, what is up with the price? Why is it $66? And it does the exact same features as your competitors, which right now are Ruben, Nikkor, and a flashlight within your system, which is the Streamlight Wedge. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm a big fan of the flashlight nonetheless. Kind of a big fan of that flashlight. Let's see. Thoughts on... Oh, I just scooped up the Tom Talk bag for $36. There you go. Yeah, they always have a good sales on Tom Talk bags on Amazon. Matter of fact, Tom Talk promotes you to buy their stuff on Amazon because they like the hassle-free. The one thing I like about them is because when I've worked with them in the past, I asked them, I say, hey, do you have a link that you want me to put them in the description or something like that? Because Tom Talk has, full disclosure, Tom Talk often pays me for reviews. And when they pay me for a review, they don't get to see the video. They don't like, if I shit on their bags, they don't know about it until the video comes out. But I'll ask them, I say, hey, you know, do you have a link or something you want me to put in the description? They're like, no, we don't have a link. Just put the Amazon link in there. I'm like, okay. You don't want me to send people to your website? All right, more power to you. Kevin is in the building as well. I see you outside, man. He says multi-tools are life. They can be, but not for everybody, bro. Not necessarily for everybody. So I do keep my Leatherman Free P4, favorite multi-tool on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I got my little mod that I did to mine where I added a full-size bit driver in here. Fantastic multi-tool. This is discontinued by Leatherman. Leatherman, what were you thinking, sir? What was Boosie? Same thing I said, Boosie.
Come on, man.
They discontinued this. But this is a fantastic multi-tool, but it doesn't stay in my pocket or on my hip every day. This stays in this pouch, and when I have a task, it gets pulled out. For instance, this week, I have to frame an entire wall. Okay, on Amazon, My wife, we saw an Amazon deal for a door. Listen, my Amazon Prime Day was a different type of day. Okay. My Amazon Prime Day was a different type of day because we saw deals on stuff for the house. You guys know I bought a hoarder house. We saw deals on a house and we were like, you know, attacking stuff like that. Right. So we bought this door on Amazon Prime Day, and this thing is normally, well, it's normally $1,900. It always hovers around $1,500. For Amazon Prime Day, this thing dropped down to god dang freaking $999. I was like, "Huh? No, buy it."
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I was like, buy it. But we bought this door to put into our house, but we're putting it in a part of the house where there is no wall. So I have to frame the wall this week. I'll do some drywall, and then I have to hang the door. That's the type of scenarios where I'm going to use my real tools, but on my hip will be the Leatherman Free P4 because they're never small little inky dinky stuff. You might need the scraper. You might need this. You might need the slotted screwdriver, like those type of small things. That's when I like to keep the Free P4 on my body. But just like shooting the shit around the man cave, you know, since tomorrow's date night for me and the wife, is the Free P4 going to be with me? Absolutely not. Why would I? No. Golden Design Nugget, says Ron. Field trip. Golden Design Nugget. When I typed in Golden Design, Golden Corral popped up. Of course, Golden Corral. Golden Corral is goated. Put a S in the chat if you fuck with Golden Corral. Put an S for Smash. If you fuck with Golden Corral, put an S for Smash in the chat. Perfect EDC says Golden Design works, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The first thing this thing did was kind of chub me up a little bit. It's a little chub, trying to chub your boy up a little bit. The way this thing presents looks really, really good. Leads me to believe it's pricey. Like, I haven't even looked for a price yet. I'm relighting my cigar. Something about this is going to tell me it's a little pricey. Perfect EDC, 2.94 inch blade. It looks so good, bro. 154 CM blade still. Okay, now I'm thinking the price might not be so bad. Now I'm thinking the price might not be so bad. Where can I buy it at? So people, it just came out. I'm wondering, okay, so it's $200. How do we feel about $200 for 154 CM boost?
Hey, bro, come on now,
how we feel about that, man?
Come on, man.
Good looking knife. Lots of work on the scales. This is a really good looking knife. I mean, it's just so good looking. Yeah, this is a really good looking knife. I'm going to actually save this on my discoveries. Appreciate that. Because I really like the way this look. I just don't know if I like the price. I mean, congratulations on your pickup. I just don't know if I like that price. That price is a little icky to me. It's a little icky to me. Let's see. Scott says, do you have the Wii knife OTAR? No, I only own one Wii knife. I own one. Wii has sent me products before. I have since given them away or sold them. The only one that I kept is Jared from Neves Knives sent me a Wii Nitro. And when he sent that to me, it was just special to the fact that he sent it to me because he didn't have to do that. And I don't want to sell that or give it away. You know what I'm saying? So he sent me the Wii Knife Nitro. I'm not going to give that one up because I appreciate that. Other YouTubers have sent me stuff as well. Mikey Delicaria sent me on a Costco knife or Casio, however you pronounce it, knife. So I appreciate when I get stuff like that. I just normally will hold on to that type of stuff as well. What you think of Civivis in Walmart? What? Hold on. Hold on. They're in Walmart now?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Bro, Walmart is just coming through with all the steals and deals, are they not? Walmart is coming through with all the steals and deals, are they not? Wii Knife is now in Walmart. Congratulations, bro. Are they physically in Walmart though, or are they online? What is it, David? Are they can I walk into a brick and mortar and snatch up a Civivi Vision with a super lock? These prices are comparable to Amazon. I mean, a mini Praxis, $29. That's about how much you're going to spend on Amazon. I mean, it makes sense because for a long time, Walmart had a lot of laughable knives. They had the Ozark Trail, which I have, $6 knife for $6. It's a freaking banger. They had the Swiss Tech was their premium line, right? They had Mossy Oak, which is just completely shitty. Just horrible. Mossy Oak knives are so bad. I mean, they got a Baby Banter. They got some bangers in here, man. They got some real bangers in here. Knives that I like highly recommend to people. Like Elementum Button Lock, easy recommendation. Not for $65. I would wait for it to go on a sale near the $50 mark. If it gets near $50, easy recommendation. I like the Civivi Elementums that have a thumb stud. So if you can find one of those are even better. You know, Civivi has pumped out a bunch of these. But I don't know, man. That is news to me. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, David. I had no clue. Oh, yeah, Scott. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so in the Marine Corps, we were taught how to shoot an azimuth. We had to do land nav. I had to go through SEER training for some specific things I did in the Marine. So in the Marine Corps, I was what was called a contracting officer. And in order to deploy with certain units, I had to go through some of their training, not all of their training. Some of their the training that operators go through and recon Marines go through in the Marines are freaking crazy. Okay, those guys are crazy. But some of their training I had to go through. For instance, how to crash in a helicopter underwater. I had to go through that training, which is what the Marine Corps does is they have an entire MV 2020 Osprey hovering above a pool. They put you in the helicopter, you strap in, and then they dump the entire helicopter underwater and you have to escape. And they do it 6 times. So the first time you do it, you have goggles on, you escape, and you just swim out. And then they give you a respirator and you have to go underwater and put the respirator in your mouth and learn how to go from holding your breath to putting a respirator in your mouth, which is mentally a hard thing to do, right? Then they make you do it again when they take your goggles and they color them with Sharpie. So now it's as if you crashed in the ocean and it's midnight. So that type of training I had to do a lot in order to deploy with certain Marine units. So yeah, land nav was, but if someone were to say, okay, now that you've gone through the helicopter training to learn how to crash in a helicopter, are you now ready to be a trainer in the pool? No, absolutely not. You want some people to freaking, people are going to be, there's going to be some letters getting written home to some wives. You know what I'm saying? Jesse's kicking the door in as well. Hopefully all is well with you, man. Hopefully all is well with you. Let's see. Shane is here as well. What up, man? See you outside. Everybody, don't forget to hit that like button. Sir, absolutely, man. Make sure you hit that like button. James messes with Golden with Golden Corral. DT messes with Golden Corral as well. X out here building kitchen pantries and walk-in closets. Okay, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, bro. If you saw I have a series on my channel. It's called the Hoarder series, right? I haven't done a video in quite a while. But if you saw the videos of my house, matter of fact, I'll take you to those. It was so atrocious. The videos of this house that I purchased, when we got the house, the city was about to actually evict the homeowner from the house. And for a city to evict a homeowner, this is not a homeowner renter situation. This is a city homeowner situation. They were about to confiscate her property and demolish the entire house. Okay. So me and my wife thought it was a brilliant idea to freaking buy this house. Like,
bro, come on now, dog. Come on,
we thought, you know what we'll buy it and we're going to refurbish the whole thing. It's going to be so great. So it's been a journey getting into this house and just slowly but surely doing some upgrades to it. I'm kind of going through and looking for the photos and when we moved into this bad boy, because it was a headache and a half. But when we initially got into this house, I actually closed on the house. I gave the homeowner 2 weeks to move her shit out. And during that 2 weeks, she barely moved anything out. And there was a lot of things that she didn't do. She didn't run the pool for literally 20 years. 20 years she didn't run the pool. This is what the pool looked like when we moved in here. So imagine all this brush for 20 years. Every year it would grow and it would just fall into the pool. 20 years of this brush just growing and falling into the pool. And so we had to deal with this when we moved in. I had to drain that pool out. So it's been a lot of DIY work, like me doing the work myself, because there's so much work that needs to be done to the house itself. It's kind of like, I don't know, you know, if we can just hire someone to do everything. So if you can imagine what the pool area looked like, the inside of the house was one of the most disastrous things that I've seen ever. So a lot of stuff inside the house I've had to do myself, and or just have buddies come over and help me, to include ripping out carpet, installing new floors, you know, all that type of stuff. So the garage that we're in currently right now, which is now my man cave, this is what the garage looked like. It was floor to ceiling trash. She didn't close the garage for 20 years. So there was wasp nests in here. There was rat poop in here, all sorts of stuff. I got my hands on the garage, completely refurbished it. But now I am kind of the DIY bull. So whenever there's something new that pops up with this house, I'm the person that has to go through and kind of decide that we're going to do some renovations to it. So, you know, for instance, this was the kitchen and living room area. You can see she has a picture of her mom back there. She has a picture of her in her wedding dress against the wall. She didn't clean this kitchen for 20 years. It was bad. So a lot of stuff that goes down in this house, this was the dining room, is a lot of stuff that I have to do myself. So the city was about to bounce her ass up out of here. They were about to freaking go ahead, just kick her. They were about to freaking put her on her ass, man. So it's a lot of work whenever we have to do that stuff as well. Truck and Reviews is here as well, man. Thanks for kicking the door in. Let's see. Anybody here stoked about MKC Blaze Orange that dropped this week? You know what? Listen, I let Montana Knife Company send me emails because I'm always curious about their releases. I love Montana Knife Company, but I still have the same criticism. I have told the owner himself this when I interviewed him, and I told him that I really wish that you would move to a pre-order status versus a drop status. I know why they do a drop status, because he can control the amount of orders that he gets. He doesn't have to worry about getting pre-orders, because Montana Knife Company knives are made in America, but not every single component of a Montana Knife Company knife is made in Montana. You know, he's getting some stuff done in other parts of America, and then those castings or those pieces are coming over for him to use. So it's still made in America, but he doesn't have 100% control of everything. Similar to TKL Knives, right? TKL Knives, I talked to the owner of TKL Knives last week because a lot of people kept saying that Montana Knife Company was ripping off his designs. So I talked to him. I interviewed him off the record. I said, hey, listen, a lot of people keep saying that Montana Knife Company's ripping off your design. He was like, knives have been out since Jesus was walking the earth. Everyone's ripping off everybody. Okay. Now listen, the owner of TKL Knives, he's a prior Marine. So him and I are folded from the same cloth, cut from the same cloth rather. And he has no issues with Montana Knife Company designs. And, you know, so it makes a lot of sense. But he has the same thing, right? He doesn't do pre-orders. He does drops because he has to get stuff. His knives are made in America, but he has to get stuff from different parts of America. He also has a lot of contracts that he's doing. His knives are so fantastic. He has a lot of contracts that he's doing with the U.S. military. So he's supplying both civilians, military. I mean, imagine your knives are so great that you're providing them to both civilians and to the DOD, to other 3-letter agencies. That's fantastic. Gerber used to be at that status. I have a Gerber Fast Tanto Auto that I got when I was in the Marines. God tier knife. Gerber has completely plunged off a cliff and just gone to the upper room, man. They've gone up there.
The upper room with Jesus.
So nowadays it's easy to shit on a Gerber knife. It is easy to just shit all over them because they've kind of lost their way. Let's see. It says Woobin is in Walmart, brick and mortar, but I haven't seen Civivi yet. And you know what's so crazy about Woobin? Speaking of that, man, let's talk about some of the stuff that I picked up recently. You just brought me up to my next point. I appreciate that segue. So some recent pickups, man. Some recent pickups. So of course I had the Woobin X2 for quite a while. So this Woobin X2, I forced patina in a little bit of liver or sulfur. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Google it. Liver space of sulfur. Okay. But this thing came, it was bright and beautiful when I got it. I purposely dipped this thing in a little bit of liver. So for the force patina it, I didn't want to have to wait 2 years. My phalanges being all over this thing to force patina it. This is the Woobin X2. This thing is great. I like this. This is just a glitzy glamour flashlight. The pocket clip is really shitty. It's not going to break, but it's hard to, it's really hard to put this pocket clip on your trousers or whatever. But I just love pulling this flashlight, using it. It's a great flashlight. Okay. So, but Woobin is preparing to drop the Woobin X2 Pro, and they offered this. Now, I'm going to full disclosure to you guys. Woobin's about to drop the Woobin X2 Pro. Let's go take a look at it. And they've emailed me and they say, hey, X, we really want you to check out the Woobin X2 Pro. Will you do a review on it? And I just kind of kept it real with them. And I said, I don't do Kickstarter. I hate doing Kickstarter reviews. Okay, I got burned with a Kickstarter review on a keyboard back in the day. And ever since I got burned on that Kickstarter, what I mean by that is I pledged to the keyboard. And I know when you pledge to a Kickstarter, you're not guaranteed to get the money or to get the item. But when I didn't get the item, I was fucking butthurt, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
Come on, man.
I was very upset at that. And so I vowed since I started this YouTube channel that I will not do a YouTube video for a Kickstarter review. I may talk about your product, but I will not accept money for a Kickstarter review. So Woobin has asked me to review this flashlight. I have told them no 3 times. Woobin, I love you. If you're watching this, I'm mentioning the flashlight again. People can go check it out right now. But I'm not going to do a review because if this doesn't make it to production, I don't want my audience to get burned and say X showed us this, you know, in a 7-minute video. How dare he? Okay, I've said all that, right? But this is about to release soon. Okay, so this is the Woobin X2 Pro. The Woobin X2 is a flashlight that I've had for quite a while, and they sent me another Woobin X2, and so I have been interested in just checking it out over and over. Hold on, let's just see. So I like the X2. Okay, so first off, let's get this thing. Okay, pull this off actually. There we go. So the Woobin X2, I like the way the presentation of how Woobin does their stuff. They call it the Easy Carry Light. And this one is just like a freaky, this is like a freaky design. I like the way this one looks. Look at this design. Like this is a crazy ass, this is just some stuff that, the thing I like about the X2s is they're not the most like, they don't hold a candle to something like the Nikkor EDC 27. Way more functionality. This costs less money. Way more practical. I can use this in multiple scenarios. But the Woobin X, the Nikkors are not messing with this sauciness, bro. Bro, you can't mess with this. So they sent me this crazy ass kind of like rainbow design, which I think looks fantastic. So did they change up the, oh no, it's still the same LEDs. Okay, I thought they changed the LEDs up. But I think this looks fantastic. This is doesn't weigh anywhere as near as much as the copper. I think this is made of aluminum, or it has to be aluminum because it's so lightweight. Maybe it's steel. But I thought this was a really unique looking. But the X2 has some great features to it. Okay, it still comes with this lanyard that you can put on your neck. Okay, so this thing is designed to go on your neck as a flashlight. But look how they integrate the charging cable. This is the charging cable. This is USB-A to USB-C. So it's literally on your neck, the charging cable. I thought that was pretty smart too. The charging cable also has centimeter measurements on it, just in case you're. Now, I will say this, although it has centimeter measurements on it, which country has had the only humans that have gone to the moon? The folks that use Imperial, sir. Only us have had that shit, okay? I know the rest of the world is using metric, but humans that have touched the moon, we use American, okay? We talking inches, all right? That's one thing I like to say. They're like, oh, the rest of the world uses metric, okay? But what humans touched the moon? It was the humans that use Imperial, that use standard. So nice little presentation. I like that, man. So we're gonna hold on to that. Incorporate that as a part of a carry. This is a company that's trying to compete to have another. So listen, I always talk about the Midland emergency radio. This company called Lee Host. This has to be a Chinese company because that's a horrible name. But this has a 3000 milliamp hour battery in it. This is an emergency radio that's completely waterproof, to the point where they even have a lockdown area on the side just to access the charging port. Completely waterproof. So they want you to be, why do you need a 100% waterproof emergency radio? Well, let's imagine you live in New Orleans, you live in somewhere where your area is susceptible to flooding, but you still want to have a weather radio that works. This might be a solution for you. This does AM, FM, and it gets the weather band, has a you can charge it with solar power, hand crank. It has a built-in battery. I wish that you can also pop in some AA's. That's one thing that the Midland has on this one, is that you can use the 18650 with the Midland, or you can use AA batteries. But I thought this was pretty small and discreet. Testing, I think this does Bluetooth as well. If this does Bluetooth, I'll actually test this. Take this on some walks with my kids when I'm riding my one wheel or whatever. See how good the speakers sound, because it does have, I don't know, there's a speaker right here. So we'll see how good this thing sounds. Some interesting literature. The unboxing process was pretty cool as well. They even talk about different ways that you can backpack with this thing. So they suggest different ways to actually pack this thing up. I thought this was pretty interesting. They just sent this out to me for free. I don't owe them any content. I just wanted to show it to you guys because I did think it was a little bit interesting to take a look at. I did tell you guys that I've been really big on this G10 kick, okay? And this G10 kick, I bought this from Keybar because I got the G10 wallet, right, from Dango. I got the G10 wallet from Dango, which I've been rocking for quite a while. Of course, I got tons of G10 knives. I have a G10 pen that I got from Bastion, which I bought myself. Can you tell that I'm making the makings for a G10 EDC? Ugh, disgusting X. A G10 EDC? Disgusting, bro. I picked this up from K-Bar though. This is their G10 key system. It's lightweight, it's heavy duty, it's G10. I mean, it gets the job done. I'm gonna load this thing up. It includes a pocket clip. I think the pocket clip is made of bronze. It's either bronze or copper, I can't remember. But Keybar, fantastic, made in America. I sent this to them. I bought it in my real name. I didn't buy it using Marine X, so they didn't know who the hell was buying it. So just so I can get the experience of what it would be like to purchase this and how fast it comes. I love the presentation of this. The only other Keybar system that I have, they sent to me, and I got the exact same presentation. So I like the fact that I got this presentation as a customer, and I got this presentation as you know, as a YouTube reviewer as well. So they didn't do anything different. They give you a little card and tell you how to set this thing up. Nice little discreet card and all that good stuff. So that's just kind of like something interesting in it. I've been trying to expand my emergency kit. So of course my emergency kit right now compiles of a lot of Ditrex bars, a lot of cold weather MREs, which are higher calorie MREs. But I'm looking for like snack type items to keep as a part of my blackout kit, and possibly my bug out kits. So I have been trying out Nutrient Survival lately. I've wanted to try out some of their other options. This is a home style scramble. I guess some of these are bars. I don't know if these are all bars or this is classic roast vitamin coffee. Interesting. I don't know which package this is, but I wanted to try just some different stuff out because the first package I had of theirs, some of it was good and then some of it tasted like shit. I'm not going to just, come on now, dog. It was not good. Okay. Come on, man. And before I do a review or include them in a review video and I shit all over their product, I want to just make sure that it wasn't just a bad experience with one of their products. Okay. So I did pick this up just to kind of try it out. We'll see how that goes as well. So those are kind of just like some of my recent pickups that we had, which I thought was pretty interesting and all that good stuff. So, you know, so those are some of the things I picked up. I see some of the stuff y'all been picking up lately. Kind of makes me feel like, well, I want to be a part of it too. The CJRB Pyrite is still just $30. You know what they like to do, Craig, is that it will go, it's 30, it dropped at $30. It went back to $40 and then it keeps staying at $30. If you don't know what Craig is talking about, the CJRB right now is my budget knife of the year. Like, it's my budget knife for the year. CJRB Pyrite Light, # bars. It's a button lock knife, FRN scales, which is like a fiberglass reinforced scales. You know, they've sent me one. I bought one. This is just a great knife. It's nothing to write home to mom about. I gave away the blue one. I kept the green one. It's using their AR RPM9 blade steel, which has been debunked by this super genius scientist that says it's not the best blade steel in the world. I don't give a F. 3.3. It's a little bit over a 3-inch blade steel. This just gets the job done. Super slicey. I love the button lock action. This is a great knife. This is a really great knife for $30. Especially when this pyrite light is competing with it. Against other CJRB knives, other pyrites, which are not as long as this one. Other pyrite knives are normally around 3 inches. This one's bigger. It's just a really great knife. So I can't recommend that enough. Still $30. So it does hover around that. What kind of LaCroix is that? This one is the Beach Bum. So it is is it guava? I don't know what it is. Something like that. There you go. I went to Costco. I threw them in a cart. I freaking bought them. Okay, that's what happened. Teddy, thanks for kicking the door, man. I see you, man. These homes will always need something because you made it into a home. It's not just a house anymore. Respect that, man. No, man, I appreciate that, man. Let me tell you something. My grandfather instilled in me that homes are like living, breathing things, okay? And if you don't use them, they fall apart. If air is not flowing through them, if water's not flowing through the pipes, you know, stuff, back pressure gets built up. Back pressure gets built up, all that type of stuff. And if you don't use them, they do fall apart. And it was very apparent that she was not using this shit. What up, man? Just moved into a new construction home in Alley. What cool man cave things do you suggest to start off with? You know what, bro? I DIY'd so much stuff in this man cave because it was hard for me to convince Mrs. X to just let me run out and buy shit, right? But so this table I DIY. But if you're trying to think about what is the first thing I would recommend for a man cave, seating. You need somewhere for cheeks to hit the seats, bro. So whether you buy a table and some chairs or you make a table and some chairs, first thing I would say is focus on seating, and then expand from some storage area for your tools, anything to keep your man cave clean. Okay. Then the next thing that I would suggest would be to get your floors done. I got my floors with polyacrylic or polyaspartic, whatever he calls this shit. This is better than epoxy, costs more than epoxy, but this will last 15 years, where epoxy that you buy from like Ace Hardware and Home Depot, that will last you 3 to 7 years, depending on how often you drive on the epoxy. So that would be my suggestions. I like to walk out here in my socks. So I'm always sweeping and dusting and all that type of stuff. And if this was bare concrete, I wouldn't want to walk out. I wouldn't walk out here in my socks anyway, because the way she kept this house, like in order to get these floors done, the guy that did the floors, he literally had to bring in a diamond grinder. He had to diamond grind the entire floor, which took him like 3 hours. And then from there, he moved on and he began to apply the epoxy on the polyaspartic or whatever this shit is called onto the floors itself. So it was a very interesting process. And when we closed on this house in May, we didn't actually move in until I think it was July. So we closed in May. We took an entire month to move in. Here's the process when he actually started with that process. Do you see the floors? He's using a diamond grinder to cut a layer of the actual concrete off the floors. When I cleaned, I hired day workers. This garage was so disgusting. I didn't even want to clean it up. I hired day workers. I had the day workers come out. They cleaned up they emptied the garage into a dumpster for me. When he got to the bare floors, this was rat poop. A car was never parked in this garage. All those stains on the floor are from animals. 20 years of animals coming in this garage. So that's why he had to take a layer of concrete off for me. So it was I'm glad we got the process done. It's actually my neighbor. and he did the entire process. So the floor he did a fantastic job. So yeah, that would be my suggestion, man. Just kind of focus on comfort and then go from there. Let's see. Coming in from Guam, sir. We appreciate that, man. Way over there. Loadout EDC. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. He said, this is America. G10, everything. X, I like that. Listen, I don't normally do too much matchy. I haven't done a matchy EDC on my channel probably it's been a minute. Field trip, let's look the shit up. Because a lot of times I like to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I watch like Zero Style, I think his name is. I watch his content, but I don't like doing match because the shit is expensive for me to like go out and do an entire loadout one specific way. It's like a difficult thing to do. So the last time I did it, I did an all copper EDC. This says 1 year ago. I'm pretty sure it was longer than that. And when did I actually post this video? Let's look it up. This was posted October 22nd, 2020, October 21st, 2022. So this was an all copper EDC that I just felt like doing. So I made this video. The same thing I'm going to do with the G10 loadout. I just feel like doing an all G10 loadout, but I don't do this shit all the time. I don't. So I haven't done an all one everything videos you see since 2022. I've done like blackout shit and stuff like that, but I don't like doing too often. What's a good affordable pen to carry? So if you write a whole lot, Landon, if you write a whole lot, then I would suggest one or two things. I like Big Idea Designs. Matter of fact, the pen that you see here, if you like a shorter pen, this is the Big Idea Designs mini copper twist pen. I've had that thing since mid 2022. I use it not very often, but I like it. That one's like 35 bucks. But if you want a full size pen, I can't recommend Bastion pens enough, but wait for them to go on sale. Don't buy them at $55. Wait for them to drop to like 40 bucks or whatever. I can get you a discount on their website. I don't think it's a big discount. I would just say follow Bastion pens. Do two things. Follow Bastion pens, and then as soon as you get the Bastion pens, like as soon as you buy it, immediately change out the guts because they're really shitty. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're not the best. Hold on.
Come on, man.
So like Bastion pens, when you get them, they use common refills, so you can use. So one thing I will say about them is like so when I bought the Bastion pens, I think it comes with a fine point. I don't like fine point pens, so I wanted something that writes either gel or lays down ink a little bit differently. But you can buy refills from their website, or you can buy refills from Amazon. So I would immediately change the guts out. But I like Bastion pens. This is a Bastion copper pen right here, which is nice and weighty. So if you like a lot of weight, oh yeah, that thing's great. But I also have the Bastion G10, which is very durable, you know, very strong, but it's way too light. So I like to use this in my carry if I want something, a lighter option. But this thing, it feels like it feels like it weighs like 50 or 60 grams. It does not feel like it weighs a lot whatsoever. You can use the smaller G2 refills. Not this. This is too big. These Pilot refills fit tactile turn pens, but they make a smaller version of this, which will fit in a Bastion pen as well. So whatever you do, I will go with Bastion, or I will go with Big Idea Designs mini twist pens, like an aluminum version, for like 25 or 35 bucks. And if you like carrying a pen, then there you go. Maybe you'll decide that you want to get yourself a tactile turn or a Karas or something like that. But yeah, that would be my suggestion, is to go with something like that. If you want a premium pen, go to tactile. Yeah, absolutely. I just had to skip over a tactile turn pen to grab this pen. I had to skip over that. Do I have a tactile turn in this bag? No, I don't have a pen in this bag. Shame on me. Yeah, I don't even have a pen in this bag. I must have took it out for some reason. But yeah, that would be my go-to. Let's see. You got a question as well. Yeah, let me go to the actual questions. Good looking out. So Q colon will gain my attention for questions themselves. Let's see. I heard from around the way that Vodci is now made in the USA. True or not? Good freaking DJ, that's a good inquiry. I don't know if they would make everything in the States. That seems like they would have to fire a lot of people and close a lot of factories to do that, because they make a lot of stuff in China. So like I know Spyderco has like a division that's split between Taiwan and America. Boker has a division split between Germany and USA. Fox Knives has a division that's like odd in Italy. So a lot of knife companies split their divisions. Maybe they opened up another division. Field trip. Let's go look at their website, because I'm curious to know. Vodci, what I would say about Vodci is they have, next to the Kaiser clutch lock, the Vodci version of the crossbar lock. Oh man, that shit is fantastic. It's like neck and neck. I know that Benchmade came up with the Axis lock, but other companies have been freaking taking their lunch money when it comes to the crossbar lock. I love Kaiser's crossbar lock. Vodci has a decent one as well. They sent me the Vodci Thunderbird, which is a button lock. That thing is fantastic. I guess if I search the word USA, like let's see can I get any results? Will any knives pop up? So let's see. I'm seeing, this leads me to believe that they are making some knives in the States. Okay, I look up the word made and it didn't say made in the USA. Interesting. Yeah, if somebody sees where they're made, that will be a good, an interesting thing. What I'll do, DJ, I'll email my contact over there at Vodci. The most they'll tell me is yes or no. Yeah, we make some. Yeah, we don't. This is an interesting one as though. I think this one just dropped. I love this thumb disc. $72, 14C 28N. Oh yeah, this is a banger. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save this shit for US customers. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I know I'm very interested in the raccoon, but I don't like the fact that they took the raccoon, which is a smaller version. The Cub is a smaller version of the raccoon. They made it into a liner lock. So that's the only thing that made me not want to purchase this, because I really thought this was very attractive looking. Then I noticed it was a liner lock, $49. I was like, not really, didn't really grab my attention. Didn't really grab me by the goddamn scrotum like I needed it to.
Pause.
Okay, it didn't really do what I needed to do. Let's see. G10 everything X is matchy. Hey, it be like that sometimes. It does be like that sometimes. Hey guys, once again, I appreciate y'all. Hold on, it says, oh my God, True Budget EDC kicking the door in. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. I think their USA division is in Alabama. You know what that would, let's see. Because, you know, a lot of companies are opening up, they're opening up divisions in the States, like TS Prof, the knife sharpening company. They just opened up a huge warehouse. I think it was in Tennessee. They just moved to a different part of Tennessee. So they have, according to Atlantic Knife, it says that an Atlantic Knife is a legit website where you can buy knives. Vodci offers some of the most popular folding knives, from Thunderbird to Nightshade. They sure make a blade for you. I thought I saw there was something about Alabama Damascus steel. So maybe they are making some stuff in Alabama, but I don't really have a confirmation of it. Yeah, I don't have a confirmation of it. That is interesting though. That's something to look into. He says you got the raccoon crossbar, overpriced. Meh. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like, I got the Nightshade and they sent me the Nightshade 2 years ago. I thought it was great. It was super slicey when it was time for me to cut up some apples and fruit and shit like that for my boys. Oh yeah, that thing was just boom, making it happen. But I'm down with a liner lock. I'm not hating on it. For a strong lock, you know, I would prefer a crossbar or whatever. To be honest, well-made liner lock could be just as effective. Not sure lock ties. My main fishing line. Yeah, no, I agree with you. My issue with the liner lock has nothing to do with like its strength and anything like that. To be honest with you, it has to be the fidget factor.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It's the fidget factor, bro. Like this super lock, right? That tactile, when I disengage the lock, I have to let it hit my finger. And I move my finger out the way and I close it. I like the fidget factor of the super lock, but it's not as fidgety as like a button lock. It's not as fidgety as a crossbar lock. It's just not. You know, it's not a good reason to buy a knife, but it kind of is a good reason to buy a knife. If I'm going to spend some money on a knife, right? It's something I think about before I make those type of purchases. But everybody's different. It's a fine beater though. It's not confirmed. Vasi's a mini. Yeah. A lot of folks are very interested in where some of these companies are going when they expand their lines and they're dropping more, you know. And True Budget brought up a great point a couple of weeks ago when he mentioned that a lot of these Chinese knife companies are just flooding the market with their knives. And so when they do that, they have a huge discount sale. Kaiser's always doing a discount sale on their discontinued items because they pump out so many knives. Civivi does a huge discount sale. We Knife doesn't really do one, but Civivi, Kubi, Kaiser, the discount sales are out of this world because they pump out so many models that when they come out with a new model, you can get a fantastic deal on a model that's discontinued. You can get a great deal on their seconds or, you know, scratch and dents or shit like that. So all that type of stuff as well. The budge out is fidgety. It is fidgety, but it's not fidgety enough. Like the Kaiser Drop Bear, way more fidgety than the bug out. Like the bailout, which is I think a way better version of the Axis lock than the bug out. The bailout is so fantastic for fidget factor. That's why, you know, I had a knife company reach out to me today and say, hey, we want to send you some knives. You don't have to put them on a video. I said, that's cool, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you send me a flipper knife, I'm going to give it away. I like flipper knives every now and again, but I like a knife that has a thumb hole, has a button lock, or it has a thumb stud. Because I can whip a button lock. Of course, a thumb stud is a thumb stud. A thumb hole is a thumb hole. If it's flipper only, like, I like them, but I get bored really. They have the fidget factor of a flipper is out of this world, but I get bored really quick. I like to do spidey flicks and this and that and the third. I can't do that shit with a flipper. So I don't know what they're gonna send me, but you know who gets hooked up quite a bit? My guy, my exterminator. He will come here. He does the inside of my house. He comes to the man cave. He'll spray these floors over here, and he'll spray near the garage and all the other type of shit. And it's fantastic. But I give him a knife he comes once every 3 months. My exterminator. I give him a knife every time he comes, and I give him an energy drink. He gets a Ghost energy drink. He gets a knife every single time he walks up in here, man. He already knows what the deal is, okay? Because he doesn't have to spray the garage. He doesn't have to, but he chooses to. Y'all see my chaos I got going on when I live stream for you guys? All this shit I have on here when I live stream. So, you know, thank you down below. I actually agree. Hey, listen, the Deca. It's so crazy because the Deca version. I'll tell you a quick story about the original GOAT scales in a second. But I have the Deca version 1. Deca version 2 is out as well. And it does have a great fidget factor. It took me a while to work my Deca in, but I carried it for 6 months straight. You know, other than testing a knife every now and again, but I carried the Deca for 6 months straight. And the compression lock of the Para 3, yeah, I agree. But the fidget factor is great on the Deca. So I contacted Original GOAT, right? And I told Original GOAT, I said, hey, I love your products. And would you be interested in possibly doing a collaboration? I wanted to feature one of their scales on a knife. I was zooming in on, I was going to buy a Deca 2, version 2, and I was going to feature their scales on it. Their scales would be featured in a video. And it just had a really bad taste in my mouth because I felt like they thought I was lying. Because their response to me was, that's great that you love our products, but we just looked up your name in our system and we don't see that you've ever bought anything. And I was like, how do you know that I don't own your products just because I haven't bought anything? Like, what?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm a YouTuber. There's eBay. There's people that give me shit. There's things that are secondhand. Like, the fact that you immediately go to your system and look up and see if you see my name or my email in your system. I oftentimes will buy stuff in my wife's name just so they know that I'm not, you know, it's not going to a YouTuber. That put a huge bad taste in my mouth. Now I hear all sorts of things about AWT and original ghost gears, and I wanted to try them out. But when your response to me is to check my integrity like right off the rip, oh sir, I literally responded back and said, thank you for the opportunity, but I'm no longer interested. I said, no, I'm not interested anymore. EDC Max says, what's your exterminator spraying for? He just does general spraying. So I don't, when we bought this house, like I said, it was a hoarder house. So you got to think, for 20 years, rats, birds, like doves, eagles, frogs, everything was used to coming to this house. They came here to cats. Everybody came here to breed. They came here to rest. They came here to get warm. All that shit. So we had to stop that process. We had to clean up. I had to trim, get rid of a bunch of trees and weeds and stuff. And we have an exterminator who just comes and sprays. I hate sugar ants. I'm not a fan of ants. I like to walk barefoot in my man cave in socks and shit like that. Spiders, all that type of stuff. He just does general spraying. He also comes with a big ass 30-foot pole. Even I have a 30-foot pole too. He just knocks down wasp nests and shit like that. I like it. So it makes a lot of sense. The animal trap house. Yeah, it's literally a place where they would just all come kick it, bro. Like they would just all come kick it. So we had to like break that stem of them being used to that shit. Cause I was like, oh no, we can't have y'all used to just straight up hanging out. That's not gonna work. That is not gonna work. So for me, that's what he's spraying for. He's kind of spraying for just that general to keep animals from coming here. Another thing that he does, he lays down the mouse traps on the outside of my house because field mice exist. I don't care how clean your house is. Mice are mice. Field mice are field mice. So my thing was mice were used to coming inside of this house. There was rats' nests inside of my master bedroom. And so we really had to deter mice from coming into this house again. So we had to do stuff like, you know, my exterminator, he said, hey, you need to bait them on the outside of the house, feed them on the outside of the house, and they will continue on their way. Because if you're feeding them on the path, they'll eat and then they'll just leave. And he was right. We haven't had any mice come in the house since we moved in here almost 3 years ago because they're used to just being able to come in or stop by, eat a little bit of food, and they go off somewhere and they die because it's poison. So that's what our method for that. I'm trying to see our master bedroom because the master bedroom is where we had the biggest mouse problem. There was large nests that have been established there clearly for years and years and years. These nests have been there. And I don't see any photos of them, so I'm not going to freaking throw you guys off with that forever. But it was crazy. So we had to do that type of stuff, man. It's just been a great journey. I'm proud of where we're at with this house overall, but there's so much more to go. So much more to go and all that good stuff. Let's see. We also have get a cat. Mice will take them as well. Listen, we have a neighborhood cat. We got like a neighborhood cat, and it's so crazy because this is the first type of neighborhood that I've lived in when our neighbors interact. For instance, my 15-year-old and my 9-year-old just got done watering my neighbor's plant for 13 days. Her husband, and the neighbor next to her went to Africa for a 12-day safari, or it was a 10-day safari. They had to fly there. And my 15-year-old and my 9-year-old watered their plants for 13 days. And let me tell you, they watered. Now, how much would you think you would pay a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old to water your plants? Mind you, these plants are outside. They didn't have to go in the house. These are plants that she keeps on her back patio because she needs these specific herbs for the recipes that she cooks. She can't find these herbs in a grocery store. So it was critical that these plants get water every day. So how much would you think you would pay a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old to use your water hose to water your plants once a day for approximately 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes? How much would you pay for that? Me personally, when the time came, she was like, hey, how much should I pay your daughters for watering my plants? I was like, oh, they watered your plants for 13 days. Just give them $10 each. You know what she told me? She was like, oh, I was going to give them $50. I was like, what?
Come on now, dog.
Each?
Come on, man.
She wanted to give them $50 each. Plus she gave them a fantastic gift from Africa. I was like, for $50 each, I would have watered the goddamn plant. You hear me? I said, shit.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Hey,
man?
we end up meeting in the middle though. She paid them $40 each. And they just watered the plants. So we got those type of relationships here. My neighbor right across from me, I say all that to say this. My neighbor across from me is my mailman. Never had my mailman live in my neighborhood. I mean, he puts the uniform on every day. He gets in his truck. He drives to the post office, gets in the postal truck, and comes back to our neighborhood and drops off the mail. His cat is the neighborhood cat. Every morning when he gets up to put on his uniform, he goes out, he lets his cat out, he goes to work. The cat roams the entire neighborhood. And I love it because it eats up random shit. So he would do that. And, you know, if I don't get my shit, I know my fucking mailman is right there. I can go talk to him, man. Like, hey, man. Hey, man, I'm missing this. I've been waiting for this item. But it's a nice relationship to have. You know, my one neighbor's the one that did these floors in his garage. My other neighbor's the mailman. My neighbor next to us is an OBGYN. He was like, hey, if your wife goes into labor early and you have an emergency at your house, I'll just come over and drop the baby.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
For free.
Come on, man.
He says, I'll just come to your house. You know, if it's an emergency and you got to have the baby really fast, I'll just come over and we can just have the baby in your bedroom. And I was just like, listen, man, it's a lot going on, man. It is a lot going on. So this was my master bedroom before we moved in. And when we moved in, you can't really see it, but right there in the back where that old ass computer monitor is, that's a sit-in area. This is my master bedroom, and that's a seating area inside the master bedroom. She had a love seat, she had a desk, and on the opposite wall, she had a bunch of boxes. Under those boxes was 20 years of mice nests, where they just literally came in through a hole in the wall and just built a nest and had their babies and would go back outside. I was just like, oh yeah, we got to rip this carpet out. There's no way we can keep this shit. There's just no way. So those are the type of headaches we had as well, man. Like just those small little headaches. She had, you know, in this house itself, she had 4 refrigerators. All of them had not been cleaned for years and years and years. So we had to go through that headache and get all that stuff out. But, you know, it was a good steal of a deal because she didn't want to get evicted by the city. So we ended up, you know, my house is a little bit over 4,000 square feet. My man cave is a little bit over 800 square feet, almost 1,000 square feet from my man cave. And so we got a really good deal on the house because of what the city was about to do to her ass. They were about to bounce her up out of here real quick. Okay. About to freaking go ahead, bounce her ass up out of here. We're able to get a great deal on that. That's a compact. I recognize that. Hey, listen, let me tell you. And you know what's so crazy is because I gave her 2 weeks to move out, EDC Mac. And in that 2 weeks, because she said she didn't have any money and she's a realtor. So she didn't have to hire a realtor. She did all the paperwork on her side by herself. She didn't have to pay a commission. We had to hire a realtor. And she said she didn't have any money to move. So she told me so I write contracts for a living, right? So I wrote a separate contract with her. I was her landlord for 2 weeks. I wrote a landlord contract. And I gave her 2 weeks to move all her stuff out. So for 2 weeks, I couldn't access the house. I wasn't allowed to enter the house, even though I owned the house. This broad didn't do shit for 2 weeks. She got the payout for the house. She's owned the house since the mid-90s. So when she got her money from us, it was almost all profit. And she went on a trip she went to Korea. She came back. She got her hair all done. All this other shit didn't move. So on day 13, I came over. I said, what up? Are you going to move your shit or what? You know, I'm about to bounce your ass up out of here. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, I got some movers coming tomorrow. Mind you, the house looked just like this on day 13. I'm her landlord. I said, hey, listen, you're leaving here. You are out of here on day 14. There is no, can I have some extra time? And, you know, I just need a little bit more. And so she ended up hiring some day workers, and they were only able to make a couple of trips. And on her last trip, I came in the house, I changed all the locks, and everything in the house now belonged to me. So this is what it looked like. Mind you, this is her making trips for 2 consecutive days straight. She cleaned, quote unquote, cleaned the house out. So I also changed all the locks. I kicked her out the house, and I told those day workers, I say, come back tomorrow, because I can't pay y'all today. I can't have y'all start working today because she may not pay you because y'all are day workers, right? Some of y'all are illegal immigrants. Some of y'all just can't get a job, whatever. So if she sees me hire you guys today, she won't pay you. So I said, come back tomorrow, I'll pay you. And they came back and they cleaned out the house over the next few days. So yeah, very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. He says, what the hell am I wearing? And we had this story earlier, man. I actually don't watch football. I just think that Jason Witten is the GOAT. I think he's fantastic. I wish he could have got a ring. You know what I'm saying? It says literally 3 times the size of an entire California suburb ranch house. Yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy. I'm surprised she didn't squat. You know what's so crazy, EDC, is because I think she would have squatted. But what happened was she left in a U-Haul with her day workers. And when she left in the U-Haul with her day workers, I waved. I said, okay, I'll see you in a couple of hours. And she said, I'll be back. Don't touch anything. I said, oh, don't worry. And when 12 o'clock hit, I changed all the locks in the house. I had a dumpster dropped off in front of the house. When she came back, I said, you're not allowed to enter the house. The police are right down the street. And she was very upset. I said, you're more than welcome to have your stuff, but all your stuff is being carried out of this house into those 2 trash dumpsters in front. You're more than welcome to have your workers go in the dumpster and move it into your U-Haul, because nothing in the dumpsters is anything but your shit. And you know what she tried to do? She tried to make the day workers go in the dumpster, and they were like, we're not going in the trash. We're not doing it. And so she finally ended up giving up. The next day she did come back and she dumpster dived because she wanted a couple of photos and stuff off the wall. And I didn't, like, her bachelor's degree, I didn't throw that away. Her wedding photo, I didn't throw that away. The photo of her mom, I didn't throw that away. You know, but other shit, telephones. She wanted telephones from the 90s, like corded telephones you have to plug in the wall. She was like, oh, these are still good. I want them. So she was dumpster diving for a while. But you know, it is what it is. Some folks are going to do that no matter what. Some folks are just going to do that no matter what. What's your favorite sport? I don't watch football either. Or I watch NASCAR. I'm a NASCAR bull. What's your favorite thing to do outside of EDC stuff? So I'm a big fan of tinkering. So I like to woodwork. That's why I watch 731 Woodworkers. I showed you his channel earlier. That's why I showed you earlier. I DIY'd this table. I've done a bunch of woodworking projects inside of our house. Our dining room table I built. We have a bunch of projects in our game room that I built with my table saw and stuff like that. So I like to tinker and work and mess with wood. I also like to, you know, do DIY shit around the house, such as I just got done renovating our entire bathroom myself. And I also like to go on date nights with Mrs. X, because I don't know if you heard, but that broad is pretty good looking. I'm just saying, so pretty good looking. Yeah, so I like to kind of just keep up with that type of stuff here. So like this, let me show you this photo here. So this photo here is a table that I built. This is our table that's in our eat-in kitchen area. And so those are all my kids, all 5 of my kids. But I built this table and just a bunch of stuff around the house I like to build and just kind of tinker with and all that good stuff. Makes life a lot interesting and all of that good stuff. So let's see. Who is your driver? So I was a Harvick guy. I think he retired. So right now I'm kind of like, I'm kind of open. I'm kind of open to, you know what I'm saying, to see what to really just like get a flavor for the new drivers right now. I was looking at Newman for quite a while. What was that broad that just got her ass bounced out the she wasn't in the, I don't think she was in the Cup Series, but she just got her ass bounced up out the NASCAR as well. But you know, it just depends. My daughter was a Harvick fan until he retired. I used to love Smoke before he retired. Tony Stewart before he retired. I love Clint Boyer before he retired. So right now I'm really on the fence about Denny Hamlin. But the fact that he's an owner driver, like he owns a car and he also drives, leads me to believe he's going to retire soon as well. So I feel like everybody's retiring. I like Ross Chastain because of that slingshot move that he did 2 years ago when he slingshot his car. I think it was Dover or whatever track that was. And he took himself from like 3rd place or 8th place to 1st place by riding the wall all the way to 1st. I like the balls on him if that makes a lot of sense. Pause. Okay, but other than that, I don't have a specific drive that I'm locked in with. So I'm kind of like just testing it out. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, Haley got her ass bounced up out of there. Yeah, she got bounced up out of there. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by for another Man Cave Mondays. It is time for me to bounce my ass up out of here, man. I got to go to the upper room. I got to go. Mrs. X is waiting on me. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, channel members, watch through this live stream. I give you more details about the giveaway. Think about joining channel memberships as well if you want to see that type of stuff and all that good stuff. We will speak soon.